Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the special event organized by the Entrepreneurial Development Cell, where we explore the dynamic world of entrepreneurship. The ED Cell has been at the forefront of nurturing entrepreneurial spirit and innovation among students by organizing events that bring together industry leaders and aspiring entrepreneurs. To begin this auspicious occasion, we are honored to have with us our esteemed director, Dr. Aparna Mishra. To express our respect and gratitude, I would like to invite Director Ma'am to come forward and give a sapling as a memento as a token of appreciation to our esteemed guests. Please give them a big hand. Thank you so much, Director Ma'am, and our esteemed guests for gracing us with your presence and continuous support. Moving forward, it is my privilege to introduce you all to our first speaker, Mr. Akash Valia. He is the founder of Career Brick Consultant and an alumnus of our college from 2008 batch, where he completed his MBA. Mr. Valia has successfully carved out a niche in the career consulting industry, and today he will be sharing his invaluable experiences with us.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Fine.
Okay, just a small correction. I am a partner at Career Brick. I have not founded the company. The company has been founded by my partner. He has founded the company in 2009. So I am a partner at Career Brick Consultant. I joined much later in the year 2017. And I take care of Uttarakhand. So I am based out of Uttarakhand basically. So I am very happy to be here. First of all, this is my college. Here I studied and I spent 2 years of my masters, and I really hope so that the session is a takeaway for you. So, talking about my journey, I completed a masters in the year 2010. So we were the first batch basically, and then I happened to find a job in the year 2010 itself. During my last semester, I started working. I was one of the first few students who got the job. So the first job was pretty difficult. So my exams were not over. My company told me that you will have to, you will only get a day if you want to write your exams, and that is the best that you can do. They were very harsh on me basically at that time. So I told them that no, I will not be able to work for you because I will require some time to prepare for my exams. Basically, it's something important that I worked for over a period of 2 years. Then I moved to HDFC Bank. Just to start, my first job was with Naukri.com, if you have heard about them. So they had a real estate venture named as allcheckdeals.com. Yes, so I started from there. So yeah, so that is how we started. Then I went to HDFC Bank. I was a personal banker and I was based out of Jorpag, you must have heard. So I got this opportunity to interact with ultra HNI clients from Delhi. So it was a wonderful experience. I worked there for 2 years, but suddenly something clicked my mind because my salary was not increasing at all. So my take-home salary was approximately 18,000 rupees, even after 2 appraisals. This was what I was getting. So once the job was doing pretty good, because I used to work hard and I used to have a lot of clients, so everything was pretty smooth. But something clicked to me that what am I doing? Because I'm not from Delhi. I had to take care of a lot of expenses, and Delhi is an expensive city to be. If you live on rent and you take care of everything, so it just clicked my mind that no, I'll not be able to work in this salary. It is not something that will work for me. So I then I was not having a job at that particular time. मेरे पास job नहीं थी. But still, I thought I would be looking to move on. मेरा interview मैंने दिया हुआ था Axis Bank पे. See, it's a very frank session. It's not a rosy picture, and it's not a session wherein I'll tell them I did this. Just a very simple story. It's not like this. It's basic, it's very simple story. You know, I'm like you. I'm not anyone else. So what happened was, I was not having a job. I gave 2-3 interviews. I then went to a company. It is known as S&P Rating Agency of India. If someone has heard about it. वो लोग क्या करते हैं? वो लोग ना रेटिंग करते हैं. जैसे कंपनीज होती हैं, मिड लेवल कंपनीज, small companies. They need rating, financial ratings to grant, to have bank loans. That's what they do. So in the meanwhile, मैंने Axis Bank में interview दिया हुआ था. I went there. There was a hardcore sales job, you know, wherein you don't have any clients. You just have a phone. You have a database that you take from internet. You call them, you talk to them, you fix appointments. You go there, you take calls, you tell them about your product, and this is what you do. So I worked there for 1 month. And it was a pretty difficult job again because, because I used to go to Faridabad, I used to go to Noida, I used to go to any part of Delhi, wherever the clients. And most of the industrial units, they are based out of, in very, very remote areas. So you have to travel a lot in Delhi. And in Delhi, when we travel on a bike, it's a pain. It is actually a pain. So then, but luckily, I got a job offer from Axis Bank. And it was a career enhancement. It was monetary. It was very rewarding. So then I moved to Axis Bank Gurgaon. I was working there as a relationship manager. Again, किस्मत कह लो कुछ कह लो, वहाँ पे भी HNI clients से deal करता था मैं. I used to only take care of HNI clients. So I worked there for approximately 1 year again. तो मैंने किया, but फिर मेरे को ये हुआ, मैंने कहा मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? What am I doing? Because होता क्या था, कुछ करने को ही नहीं था. बिकॉज हमारी जो ब्रांच थी वो MG रोड पे थी. माई ब्रांच वॉज बेस्ड आउट ऑफ MG रोड. एंड उसमें जिसका मिनिमम बैलेंस वॉज 2 लाख रुपीस. अगर आपके पास 2 लाख है तो आपका अकाउंट खुलेगा, वरना नहीं खुलेगा. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द ईयर 2012. So we had limited clients and we used to have lot of people who used to serve us. कोई काम किसी को दे दिया हो जाता था, बिकॉज हम लोग रिलेशनशिप में रहते थे, हो जाता काम. So मैं कर रहा था, 1 साल हो गया. मैंने कहा यार वैल्यू एडिशन तो नहीं हो रही है. मैं सुबह से शाम तक बैठा हूँ, कोई कुछ कहता ही नहीं था. At that time Axis Bank had a great work culture. तो कुछ नहीं कहता था. मतलब आप अपना काम करो and you go home. So मेरे पास कुछ करने को नहीं था exactly. So that is how it is. So फिर उसके बाद मैंने क्या किया, फिर उसके बाद मेरे को Yes Bank से कॉल आया. So this was a time when Rana Kapoor was doing pretty good and the bank was booming like anything. So I got a call from Yes Bank. He told me that you come join us. We'll give you a 30% base and you will be having, more an office or which will be more proximate to where you work or where you live. So मैंने कहा ठीक है चलो कर लेते हैं. Then I went to Yes Bank. Then again Axis Bank had a great culture and Axis Bank gave me a very good opportunity. But फिर उसके बाद मैंने कहा चलो Yes Bank चले जाते हैं, पैसे ज़्यादा मिलेंगे because दे देते हैं रिस्क. तो Yes Bank में मैं गया तो Yes Bank में मेरे को लगा कि मैं कहाँ आ गया. इतना मतलब वर्क कल्चर वॉज वेरी बैड. मैनेजर वॉज हार्श था, गाली गलौज भी होता था. दैट काइंड ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट वॉज देयर. सो मैंने छोड़ दी वो जॉब फिर 1 महीने में, बिकॉज इट वॉज नॉट अप टू द मार्क. मुझे ऐसा लगा. फिर मैं जॉब हंट दोबारा शुरू हुआ. एंड वंस यू आर आउट ऑफ जॉब, it's pretty difficult for you to get a job. I'm telling you, because it's not that it is difficult for you to get a job, but mentally it is difficult for you, because when you go for an interview, they ask you where are you working, what exactly are you doing. So you have nothing to tell because you are actually not doing anything. So then some organizations they take benefits, some they take advantage. You have to convince them why you left your job. They say that maybe you were incapable to work in that area. So then उसके बाद I used to give lot of interviews, but मेरी friend थी, she was based out of my place only. So I talked to her and I told her I'm looking for a job. At that time I was getting a job at Yes Bank. So I didn't leave my job, just to say I was still working there at Yes Bank, but I was not happy. So she called me, I talked to her, I told her यार क्या चल रहा है. तो उसने बोला ठीक है, उसने बोला अपना CV भेज दे and there's an opening at my company and maybe I'll push it and let's see. So I got this. मैंने उसको CV भेजा and she fixed an interview with the regional head. So उस दिन मेरे 2-3 इंटरव्यू थे, वो सुबह से निकल जाते थे, जॉब भी ढूंढनी थी। पहले गए नोएडा पे आई हैड इंटरव्यू टाइम्स नाउ, they had lot of rush, तो वहाँ तो मिला नहीं, जॉब नहीं मिला। Then I went to this place and I had this interaction with Mr. Amrish, who still is my, I'm in very good terms with him, and he's an associate vice president at Thomas Cook. So I have a lot of good rapport with him. He's a very great guy. So he's a great guy. So he took my interview. We had a discussion for almost half an hour, and luckily I got a job. I got a call from my friend in the evening. She told me that now you've got a job. Thomas Cook, just to tell you, is a travel company. They are one of the leading travel companies in India, and they have 2 divisions. One division is foreign exchange, other division is travel, and they also have a MICE. But primarily there are 2 divisions: travel, international and domestic, and the foreign exchange. So they gave me a job in foreign exchange. Foreign exchange, and I was again based out of Connaught Place. So there then I worked for 3 years. During these 3 years, it was a very good job. They had a great environment. I was into client relationship management. So they gave me this opportunity wherein I was in touch with almost all the major overseas education consultants in Delhi. So we had Chopra's, which is now known as TC Global, if you have heard. We had Megamind, we had CareerBreak was a client of mine where I am working right now. So they gave me this opportunity to interact with them, and I interacted with them, and that is how it is. Then I had to move back to Dehradun for some personal reasons. So I took a transfer from Thomas Cook and I went to Dehradun location. I moved to Dehradun. In Dehradun, I come from a business family. My father, he owns a small business, and so we had some resources which were available at hand. So when I was in Delhi, I thought that overseas business is something which is an under-tapped market, at least now and currently in Dehradun. Because Dehradun, if you have heard about it, I'm sure many of you must have been to Dehradun. It's a student-friendly city. You have a lot of good colleges, a lot of good schools. You must have heard about Doon School, Wellams. So Dehradun is an abode of great education. So I thought that yes, we have an under-tapped market here, and maybe it can work. Next part was to take the decision, because you will have to leave your job if you would want to start something on your own, because you cannot ride 2 boats. It's a very old saying. At a single moment you cannot ride 2 boats. So I happened to leave my job, and at that point of time I was married. I got married and I was married at that particular point of time. So once you are married, your decision making becomes more complex, because you are married and there are a lot of families involved. So I happened to take that chance. So I thought that नहीं चलेगा तो क्या होगा, जितने की तो जॉब हमारी मिल रही है उतने की तो हम ढूंढ ही लेंगे. So it was such kind of attitude which was there कि भाई इतने पैसे मिलते हैं जॉब में, जॉब तो मिल ही जाएगी कहीं ना कहीं. Because एक्सपीरियंस हो गया था, नेटवर्किंग भी थी और लगता था कि हो जाएगा. So that is how this thing came up. There was a motive that yes, education is an under-tapped market. There was this confidence कि भाई जो होगा देखा जाएगा. And thirdly, and the most important part, which is I found people who really were good at this. As I told you, when I was in Delhi, I used to have a lot of clients who were working into education industry. So I was knowing this client has got this potential. This client ये इस तरह से काम करता है, इनके इतने बच्चे जाते हैं, इस तरह की इनकी मार्केट है, इतना इनका स्टूडेंट सेटिस्फैक्शन है. Just to tell you how I used to know them, because वो अपने clients हमको रेफर करते थे. जैसे आप फॉरेन एक्सचेंज में जाना है या ट्रैवल की क्वेरीज है या फीस पेमेंट्स करनी है, तो उनको हमारी जरूरत पड़ती थी एट दैट लेवल. So I used to interact with their clients. I used to interact with them. So I used to know कि इसका फाउंडर ऐसा है, इसका फाउंडर ऐसा है, इसका फाउंडर ऐसा है. So I happened to find my guru, Mr. Vedant Uppal. He's an alumni of IIT Delhi and FMS Delhi. So we used to connect from day one. I met him in the year 2013. तो मुझे लगा कि he's a nice guy, and he's a guy I should bank on, because मेरे पास 2-3 लोग थे who were really ready to work with me, and so that's how we connected. तो मैंने उनसे बात की. मैंने कहा सर देखो देहरादून में I would like to extend your business, because it's an under-tapped market and we have a lot of potential here. So I talked to him. He said okay, we are ready. So we started. He nurtured me, he guided me. You can say he handheld me. He helped me to get the initial numbers, and that is how it built up. So I still remember a question which was posed to me by my brother at that time. In the year I'm talking about the year 2016-17. He asked me, आपको ये भी पता है कि top 10 education institutes कौन से हैं? पूरे ग्लोबली में कौन से हैं, आपको पता ही नहीं, आपको कुछ नहीं पता, हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू डू इट? आई टोल्ड हिम बॉस वी डू इट। मैंने कहा कि यार अगर पहले साल में मैं कुछ भी नहीं करूंगा, इवन इफ आई हैव टू वर्क फ्री विद दिस गाय फॉर 1 year, आई एम रेडी टू टेक दैट पेन। So I'll not earn for an year, I'm okay, because somehow as an insider I used to know about the potential of this business. This question was not to doubt my ability. He was just worried about me, that whether it would be a good decision or a bad decision, because as an outsider you don't know about things. As an outsider I don't know about things happening at BCIPS. I don't know about things which are happening in your life, right? So that's how it is. पहले साल में मैंने पूरे साल में सिर्फ एक ही बच्चा भेजा, पूरे साल में एक ही बच्चा भेजा। ज़्यादा था ऑफिस, I used to have a lot of data, I used to call them, talk to them, ask them, भी आपको जाना है, आप जैसे मैट के लिए रजिस्टर करते हो, कैट के लिए रजिस्टर करते हो, या ऑनलाइन लीड्स आप देते हो, तो ये डेटा ना बेचते हैं वो लोग, still this data, right? You many a times you get these calls, you are interested in this and you want to take admission and all. So they used to sell this data. So we used to buy that data. You know, we used to buy leads from a particular channel, and we used to call them that yes, you posted a query on this channel and you want to go abroad, and this was the initial way of how we connected with people. So एक बच्चा भेजा, फिर उससे 2 रेफरेंस मिले, फिर 2 भेजे, उससे 4 भेजे, फिर 4 भेजे, उससे 5 भेजे, तो अभी हम साल के 100 बच्चे के आसपास हम बेचते हैं। We are working for almost 12 countries, 12 कंट्री पे हमने इस साल भी भेजे हैं बच्चे, कनाडा भेजे हैं, ऑस्ट्रेलिया भेजे हैं, यूके भेजे हैं, जर्मनी भेजे हैं, यूएस भेजे हैं, अभी हमारी बच्ची हंगरी जा रही है, लिथुआनिया भेजे हैं, अभी हमारी बच्ची इटली जा रही है, न्यूजीलैंड भेजे हैं, आयरलैंड भेजे हैं। सो वंस आपने एक राह पकड़ ली, तो फिर धीरे-धीरे आपके एक्सपीरियंसेस बनते हैं, देन यू स्टार्ट टू वर्क इन। So currently we are working in the Dehradun market for almost more than 7.5 years, and we are a pretty decently placed agent in Dehradun. So that is what is about me. So what we do is we basically help our students to look for the right course. We help you to find the right university. We help you to prepare for the initial exams, whatever which are involved. We help you take admissions. We help you to pay your fees. We help you with post-arrival facilities. We help you with your while you are there. We will help you with initial onboarding. This is what we do. So that's how it is. This is about me. So in case you have, I'm not sure I'm successful, but it's okay. It's fine. So that's what is the story. So that's how it is. So इसमें यही है कि भाई आपका जो करियर है वो ऐसा कभी भी नहीं हो सकता है, जैसे इंटरनेट में दिखाते हैं, इंस्टाग्राम में दिखाते हैं कि आपने एक आइडिया लिया है, then you become a multi-dollar person. So that is not what happens actually. It takes some hard work, it takes right connections, and that is how it is. So that is what I have to say. If anybody has any questions or anything you want to ask me, you can ask me.
So, but as you said, you got married and your decisions got more complex. So how are you okay to work 1 year without earning?
Because I had savings. I worked for 6-7 years and I used to have some savings. Obviously,
But
I need the money.
does that do enough for a student is trying to pursue his career?
देखो होता क्या है कि ना, अभी उस टाइम बच्चे तो थे नहीं, obviously I got married recently and मेरा देहरादून में as I told you I come from a family, हमारा अपना घर है वहाँ पे and अपना ऑफिस स्पेस भी है, तो मेरे खर्चे मिनिमल थे and I kept my expenses intentionally very down. You had to know that you are in a survival state. तो ये ना पॉकेट मनी के आपके पास 100 ही रुपये बचे हैं, तो आप उसी हिसाब से मैनेज करोगे। जहाँ मेट्रो लेनी है वहाँ बस लोगे, मे बी आउट नहीं करोगे, मैकडॉनल्ड्स में खा लोगे, कुछ भी ऐसा करोगे। So that was our case. That is how it is. You have to manage. That is your life task and that is for everyone. You have to manage your thing. So that is how it is.
I have a question. Actually, these are the newcomer student out here. So, what is the one tip you would like to give as this is their first year of BBA and first year of MBA? So, what is the one tip that they can pursue their degree and after that their career path?
देखो मैम, जब ये सेशन ऑर्गेनाइज हो रहा था ना, तो मैंने सुनीति मैम को फोन किया, मैंने कहा मैम क्यों बुला रहे हो, तो सुनता उनका तो है नहीं, सबको अपने मन की करनी है। So you know everybody is having independent, सबको अपने मन की करनी है, बट मैं बस एक ही बात बोलना चाहूँगा एंड बहुत ही स्ट्रांगली बोलना चाहूँगा, देखो एबिलिटीज आप सब में है and I'm sure you all are pretty qualified because you are there in a B school, you are in your first year, you are in your second year, obviously you are qualified, you have aspirations. But you will have to understand that your career is your responsibility. It's not the responsibility of the organization, it's not the responsibility of management, it's not the responsibility of the placement cell, it's not the responsibility of your parents, it's not the responsibility of your friends, it's your responsibility solely. You will have to understand that I will have to take my career in my hands. I will have to do the research if I do not have the knowledge. I'll have to look for resources to get placed. I'll have to take a follower. I'll have to do whatever I can to be successful. You know, so you will have to take the onus. Nobody is going to come. आप मुझे फोन भी करोगे 2 साल में 3 साल में, किसी को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, सब आपकी बात सुनेंगे और अपने काम में बिजी हो जाएंगे. You will have to take your ownership, you will have to take the effort, you will have to take the pain, you will have to do whatever it takes to make yourself confident, to make yourself employable. आप ये नहीं बोल सकते भाई इसका CV मुझसे अच्छा था इसलिए इसको जॉब मिल गई, इसने इंटरव्यू मुझसे अच्छा दिया इसलिए इससे जॉब मिल गई. तो अगर आपने वो रिसर्च नहीं करी, it's your problem, it's your mistake, it's not my mistake or the college mistake. College has all the resources available for you. So आपको खुद से करना है, आपको खुद से करना है. College will give you a supporting hand, but it's your responsibility to get placed. It's your responsibility to take your business. और सारे डिसीजन सही नहीं होते. देखो मेरे कितने सारे डिसीजन गलत थे. किसी कंपनी में चला गया कि भाई ऐसी थी, किसी कंपनी में चला गया ऐसी थी. बट जब तक आप जाओगे नहीं तब तक पता कैसे लगेगा. So taking no decisions at all, I think it is more dangerous than taking decisions. क्या होता है, नहीं चलता बिजनेस तो जॉब पे चले जाते या कोई और बिजनेस करते या कुछ ना करते. बट इफ यू आस्क मी एट दिस एज और मे बी 4-5 years hence from here, क्या मेरे अंदर वो कॉन्फिडेंस होगा कि मैं इस तरह के डिसीजंस लूंगा? आई डोंट नो. बट यू नो, initially if you take decisions, maybe if you are wrong, you have more ability to take a cohesive step and to improve yourself. That can only save. So this is an end from my side. In case you would want to reach me personally, I'll give you my email address, I'll give you my information. I love to hear from you and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Akash sir, for your enlightening words and for sharing your journey with us. We are very, very, very thanks to you for your presence today and we are bloomed with it. Thank you, sir.
Next, I would like to invite Ms. Muskan Gupta, the co-founder and head of youth outreach at Soul Wellness. Ms. Gupta has been instrumental in driving initiatives that promote mental well-being and youth engagement. We are excited to hear her insights on entrepreneurship and innovation in the wellness industry. Please give her a huge hand.
Hello everyone, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so I would just like to start by introducing myself first. My name is Muskan Gupta. I am 22 years old currently and I am the co-founder and head of youth outreach at Soul Wellness. And I have been called here to talk about my startup journey. And I hope that from my journey and my experiences you are able to take something with you today. So yeah. I'd just like to start by introducing the startup first. So basically a bit about what Soul Wellness is and what we're trying to do. So for that, I'll just ask you guys simple questions and give me a raise of hands, alright? And the teachers and other people as well, you can also participate, alright? So my first question is, how many of you feel sad? Are there people in this room who've never felt sad?
Yes, sometimes.
Yes, everyone feels sad sometimes, right? Okay, so my next question would be, how many of you feel anxious?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? I'm not saying you feel anxious all the time, even sometimes is fine. But you all feel anxious? You all feel stressed? How many people feel stressed? Right? And now my last question is, how many times as a result of these feelings you feel like you're not able to function? or maybe you feel like you don't want to do anything, you feel like you just want to shut out yourself from the rest of the world. Have people felt that way? Right? So basically what I'm trying to come to here is that everyone has some problems related to their mental health at some point of time or another, and what you need there is the right framework to be able to work on your mental health necessarily. So that is what Soul Wellness is trying to do. We are a tech-enabled and AI-driven mental health app, and we have a whole ecosystem around it actually. But the reason why I talk about the app is because I feel like that is something that can add value to all of your lives. So if you want to check the app out, it's Soul Wellness, that is SOLH Wellness, and you can download it from your Android phone or from Play Store, App Store, whatever. And you can basically access tools from over there. So that was a bit about Soul Wellness. And I would now like to move on to what I am here to talk about, which is my personal journey and how I got into the startup. So starting from I think grade 11th or 12th, I had always been interested in psychology as a discipline, and I chose to go for arts as my stream of choice, studied psychology, and then it was a very natural choice for me to go for bachelor's in psychology in my college life. I did my bachelor's from Delhi University and I graduated in 2023, which is actually not that bad. So how my college life went was that I joined college and उस time पर COVID था. So 1.5 years of my college was completely online. I did not get to meet anyone or do anything. But along that time in 2020, my dad came up to me and he said, I think I want to do something in the mental health space. And the thing is, he's not someone who is related to the field by any means. He's an engineer by profession. So he did not really know much about it, but he was like, I feel like this is a problem that I want to solve because he's an engineer. And he thought it was a problem that could be solved. So he came up to me with the idea and I thought, hey, that does sound interesting, right? You want to build a mental health app? At least that is how the thought had started out. So I told him, okay, I would like to join along as well. And so in the 1.5 years that I could not go to college, I was at home. I was kind of part of the startup on and off. So whenever I could get time from, not attending classes, I would go to the office and work for a bit. And sometimes it was even like classes chal rahi hai side mein, but I am on my laptop and working because online college tha, right? And then in the second half, which was the next 1.5 years, I had offline college. And around that point of time, I kind of fell out of the loop with Soul just because I had other things to, attend to at that point of time. And so then college ended finally. It's actually a very funny story how I joined into the startup. So one day I was just sleeping. It's 7 a.m. in the morning and my dad comes up to me and he sits beside me and he's like, "Tujhe Soul mein co-founder banna hai kya?" And I was so sleepy, I just responded with, and I went back to sleep. And that's it. And then the next day I talked to him and he's like, "ठीक है, मैंने तुम्हें equity दे दी है company में and come to office from next week." And that's kind of how I joined. It was like not planned at all. But it has been a very nice experience. I have been working full time since 1.5 years. And I would say it is an experience which has taught me a lot. And of course I had a lot of doubts at first because a co-founder is a very big responsibility for someone who's fresh out of college, who does not have a lot of experience. And one of the main problems for me was that I am not from a business background at all. My expertise is in psychology and it's what I want to do in the future as well. But I still thought, let's give it a try and see. So a bit about my role in the startup. We are 3 founders, one being my dad, Kapil Gupta, second being me, and the third one is a psychiatrist, Dr. Tarun Sehgal, who's based in Australia. So the way we've divided our responsibilities in the startup is that my dad handles the business side of it. I handle the psychology team on ground, and then Dr. Tarun Sehgal is a very experienced professional, so he handles things from Australia however much he can. But that's the main division of roles, and we are around 12 people who work on the startup full time. And over time we have brought up a lot of innovations in the startup. It's not even the same anymore as the initial idea, which was just the app. There are a lot more products now and everything. But yeah, it has been an insightful experience. And I would like to, segue into some lessons that I have learned along the way. Again, I would like to emphasize that business is not my area of expertise, so this would not